Fresh Winter to you on a Thursday afternoon. I was kind of looking at my notebook, at my YouTube notebook that I've had now for just about 2 years. September it'll be 2 years. And I'm trying to figure out what different things to talk about and blah, blah, blah in terms of fish and college. And this segment and the college segment next week, honestly, if I didn't write it down, I really would have forgotten to talk about it. So in the fish segment this week, what we're going to be talking about in general, and this will go under the playlist of the basics of a freshwater aquarium, is should you have fake plants or artificial plants or real plants, fake or real? And so let's dive right into it and see what we got. So here it is, your aquarium, fake or real plants. There is your fake plant, and there are your real plants. Which should you use? So we got the pros of fake plants. They definitely seem very realistic. You see this video, this shot that I found from in Google. Those are all fake plants. Believe it or not, they look real, but they are fake. Very realistic, easy to remove, clean, and replace. No need to worry about taking things. Well, here, this is a better shot here. See the little base there? You can just pop those right out and take them out and give them a good little scrubbing, not with soap, but with just water and aquarium water ideally. Rub out the algae spots, and you are ready to rock and roll. So they're easy to remove, clean, and replace. They are durable, but again, with the durable, with things like this, you can remove and clean them, but you want to be a little gentle because those little leaves there, they are plastic and they will pop right off if you're too rough with them, even though they are durable. And it makes cleaning your tank very easy because you don't have to worry about it. You just go right in there with your hose or whatever it is you clean with. I think I'm gonna write that down after I do this video in terms of maintenance, how different ways to maintain your fish tank for a water change. That's the word I'm looking for. I'm gonna write that down. So it's really that easy. Pros of fake plants. I was saying here, you'll see there that these plastic plants here, these are the only bowl that I have with plastic plants. He really tends to like this. Is Johnny Boy with a crown beta, and he'll definitely hang here, and he'll enjoy hanging out. And you'll notice here's a suction cup there. And I noticed that with the bowl, it just doesn't work. The bowl live plants, for me, they just don't work. And so I know, like I said, he's not a fast mover, and so it really, really helps to have these suction cup artificial leaves for him to hang out and enjoy. And it really, really it's been wonderful for him, to be honest. So this is the benefit of an artificial plant. I think I cut myself off there. That was the benefits of a fake plant. Now the cons of a fake plant is that you have high quality artificial plants that can be really, really expensive, because you're going to want to make it look as best as possible. So if you want high quality where, like I told you don't want the leaves or the fronds popping off, you're going to spend some coins on it. Some can look very fake. As you see here, these definitely look very, very fake, but some people really like them, and I'll explain why in a little bit. You'll see that they're very, very bright. They don't do anything for reduction of algae. They don't do anything. They're plastic. They just sit there. So they really don't contribute to the environment of your fish tank. And fish may lead happier lives with live plants. Well, what do we mean by this? You see there, these guys here, and you say, oh, they're pretty and colorful and all that, but fish will tend to nip at them and eat some of the microorganisms off there. And the microorganisms that grow there may not necessarily be the ones that usually grow on real plants. All right, now let's go to what I really like, which are the pros of real plants. They grow and change. Some they get bigger. Some of the leaves get wider, depending on what you do with them. They provide great environment for your fish. As you see, a great environment for your fish. This is an example of live plants. So I think I love them. They help reduce naturally carbon dioxide, ammonia, and keep your nitrates and nitrites connections. Ammonia and nitrates and nitrites. You remember we did I think it was like a whole month segment on ammonia, nitrates and pH and what have you. And they really, really do help in that aspect, because They just do. Look back on my archives. I swear by live plants. And they also help to reduce algae, which is a big deal here. You see all these guys here, and you see this is a Java fern, which I'll explain in a second. You'll see it definitely helps to reduce algae. And let me show you how it helps to reduce algae right now. Again, I'm in my home office, and you remember my pal here, Bowser? I can't lie, I clean my fish and I clean my turtles once every other week, right? And you'll notice here that you'll see some algae on the filter right there that I try to scrape off unsuccessfully. But you'll notice that there's very little, and this is my heating lamp. If you look back on my archives, you see my UVA lamp. I speak about Bowser in one of my videos. If you look back on my archives about turtles. But we're not really here to talk about my man Bowser, but I want you to notice here, I have Java Fern. Java Fern, I have two big pieces. There's one big piece there, and there's one big piece here. And you remember I said how some people like really colorful artificial plants? Well, the reason they like artificial plants is that because this fish tank, as an example, I got from Pet Supermarket absolutely free. Not the sand, but the fish tank and the gravel that you see there, that's the substrate, I should say. And because it was meant for school, and I had told you I had it in my school and blah blah blah, but I wanted to share with you that a lot of people have this kind of substrate. This is not the best substrate for anything, including my friend here, Bowser. But this colorful substrate will do great with artificial plants. They will really pop, and the colors will be accentuated. So this is why artificial plants are such a big hit, because they look at my man here. He's training for the Olympics. Check this out. Look at this guy. He is a trip, man. I love this guy. And because he's trying to bask, and there you go. There was a basking moment, and he probably is gonna be like, I'm out because I see you filming. So the reason I like this particular live plant, Java Fern, is you see there, there's a lot of baby plants that kind of break off, and they come from these actual leaves, and they'll create little babies, and then they'll break off, and they'll start to create new plants. And I don't have to worry about the substrate because this particular plant has very shallow roots. As you see, they're very shallow roots, very shallow. And so it doesn't matter so much, in terms of what kind of substrate I have or what kind of lighting I have. But the real reason is, you look back on my archives, the real reason I have these plants there is so my friend Bowser can get up onto that ramp, and that's the reason why. And the cons of real plants is research is required to find the right plants. I mentioned with these plants, the Java Fern. The Java Fern, I really had to look them up to see. I needed something simple that didn't really require a lot of anything, because that Bowser, I told you, lived in my school for a year. And so I wanted something simple. So I needed to do some research. They definitely do require maintenance. Believe it or not, I bought a scissor like this one right here, and that actually helps to trim some of the dead leaves off of my plants. And you say, what the heck, why is this so long? It's because it really just helps not to put my hand in there, and it just really use the scissor to maintain them. And so it requires some work and some fertilizer, which I'll talk about some other time. I'm actually write that down too, because I don't know if I have that written down in terms of fertilizers. And some fish may destroy them, like my friend the Oscars right here. There's an expression, boys will be boys, well, Oscars will be Oscars. And they will uproot them, they'll move them around, they'll chew on them, all kinds of stuff. So you really got to do your research to make sure you have the right plant. And so the answer is up to you, whether you would like a live planted aquarium, or you would like this artificial plastic fake plant aquarium. I mean, both work. They both they do, but it really is up to you what you like and what you prefer. And there you go, nice and easy in terms of fish, in terms of basics of your aquarium. We'll go into that playlist again. Look at my archives about Bowser and the whole thing about ammonias and nitrates, because that will help you decide in terms of whether you want a planted live aquarium, or do you want an artificial plants. It is totally up to you. This is Louis D. Fresh.